Hey everyone, Sweet Johnny Cage here, and today I'm pretty excited to show you some supposedly leaked footage from Elden Ring. This is footage that is supposedly, I'm going to say that a bunch, but it's supposedly from a trailer that is more than a year old that was never released. This is the first gameplay we're seeing of Elden Ring. It seems to take a lot of inspiration from Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, pretty much everything From Software has done up until this point. A total of 4 clips have leaked, all varying lengths. Some have sound, some don't. Some show gameplay, some are just like environments. And they're all recorded off of what appear to be phones, and they were all uploaded in various places in 360p quality. So they are very blurry. Just letting you know that. They are very, very blurry. Yeah, so the first one I'm just going to let play out because there is sound. So we'll listen to it together, and then we will analyze that clip. Here we go.
Imagine what drives you to seek the Elden Ring. I suppose you can't be talked into turning back. Very well, then.
Okay, so that's the first part. And again, this one has sound, so now that we've heard about sound, let's go ahead and disable that. I want to talk about a few things. So first off, this appears to be some sort of campsite, and right away, a character is sneaking past the fire. So we can see that, slowly skulking around. And then there appears to be like a guard right here. I think it's a guard. We're going to see him again in the next frame. Whoa. That's on my end. That's not on the trailer's end. Okay, so this is the guard that I was talking about before. So it appears the player character, I'm assuming, is sneaking up on a guard. The one thing I want to mention here is that this guard is not even animated. He's not moving at all. Like, there's not even any light being reflected off of him. It's nothing. So that's a little bit of cause for concern for me. Again, this is supposedly over a year old. So it's possible that this was just like maybe an investor trailer or something just to show like, hey, the game is being worked on. It's not it's not canceled or anything. It is real. Because of course this is confidential and everything, and it's always possible that maybe this was meant for a convention and they just never removed the watermarks and decided, no, we don't want to show this just yet. But yeah, there appears to be some sort of stealth element similar to Sekiro. So past that, we see what we can assume is the player character. Again, I'll let this go past. Holding a flail of some kind. I don't want to say it's like a trick weapon, but this appears to be extending down from something, some sort of handle. And then his left arm is pretty strange. So we do know that there is some sort of arm mechanic in Elden Ring. That was shown and explained in the first reveal trailer, which is the last trailer we got a couple of years ago. The environment looks really cool. Of course, this is probably just a cinematic camera. I doubt this is like the actual gameplay camera. But the lighting looks really good. A lot of red amber glow from these flames, which is nice. I will say that the level of detail on the animations in these clips lead me to believe that this was probably canceled for last generation, and this is probably moving to just the current generation of the PS5 and the Xbox Series, as well as PC, probably. Yeah, so we'll more on that in a second, but basically just player character walking into some environment. Okay, and then this clip is pretty interesting to me because it shows the player character with some sort of torch. I mean, it's some sort of torch. It is a torch, walking down a really dark staircase. And for those of you who were around in the Dark Souls 2 days, this is something that we have been shown before, and From Software has gotten a lot better with lighting over the years, but Dark Souls 2 was originally supposed to have a pretty robust lighting engine that was ultimately removed, or at least disabled, in the retail release of the game because it was just too stressful on the PS3 and 360. It was sort of added in a little bit back in Scholar of the First Sin on next-gen consoles, but still nothing close to the original trailers. This staircase to me also looks like the staircase going down into Irithyll, or the Irithyll dungeon in Dark Souls 3. So when I originally saw this clip, it did not have sound, so I assumed it was fake, but I do think this is real now. So cool lighting, you know, it appears to be dynamic, it appears to be working, and I'm assuming these are like cobwebs over here, and some cool grime on the bricks, which is really nice. Okay, so here we have the player character with a sword in his right hand and a torch in his left, you know, with chainmail, and he's facing a skeleton. I'm going to be honest with you, this skeleton looks like a placeholder. I would be surprised if this was real, or if this was like a final thing, because this just doesn't look good at all. The skeleton basically just takes one hit and cuts in half. So, a little weird, but that's okay. Oh god. VLC's buckling on me. Okay, so here we have a backstab. And then, of course, in typical From Software fashion, the player character kicks the corpse off of the blade. And I'm actually going to double check this, because there was just a flash of light there. Okay. I think that's an allusion to the next scene, but anyway, maybe just a visual effect of the trailer. So we have a dragon. I mean, every Souls game has a dragon. So this is... We do know that this is an open world game. Just from the reveal trailer, we know it's some sort of medieval fantasy setting. George R.R. Martin is involved in the story, and that's really what he specializes in. So I'm not surprised to see a dragon, but I do hope there's something interesting to do with this dragon, because, I don't know, I mean, I would love Dark Souls 4, but I was really hoping Elden Ring would be something sort of really fresh, but we'll see. So the player character has a very familiar spell while fighting this dragon. These 4 blue orbs is Homing Soul Mass, which has been in since Demon Souls, actually. This is like a From Software staple right here. And just based off the particle effects, which are really, really hard to see in this footage, the particle effects on this make me believe this is next-gen consoles. So we'll see him fly off here in a sec. Here's the dragon spell coming up. So yeah, they're sort of like burning the whole time, those spells. Anyway, so just appears to be fighting in a field, some ruined buildings. This next enemy is really interesting to me. It reminds me a lot of Artorias of the Abyss. So I'm just going to let it play out, then we'll rewind it and talk about it. Okay, so it's actually a few more frames here. Okay, so yeah, let's go back to that. The reason this enemy reminds me of Artorias is because he flips down, just like that. And he has this yellow blade. Again, this footage is so rough, but it's what we got. He has this yellow blade that appears to be magic of some sort, because in the ensuing fight, it goes away completely. It also breaks up the ground underneath the player character. It sort of slams down and breaks the ground into rubble. Unclear if that's dynamic or if that's just an effect. It's unclear if the ground will stay damaged. But yeah, you'll notice that the gold goes away completely, but it reappears here. And hang on, let's go frame by frame here. Okay, so it's going to reappear here in its left hand. Right, there it is. Starts coming up, and that leads me to believe that the enemy's probably going to jump at that point to just do that leaping attack again. But it seems pretty interesting. It also has a tail, which is gross and weird. After that, we have a knight that suspiciously looks like he is... Suspiciously, I couldn't say that. Suspiciously looks like he's wearing the Faram set from Dark Souls 2. Very similar design with the feathers up top. And just the magic weapon spell that he's about to cast reminds me a lot of Dark Souls 2. He also has a spear weapon. The other enemies, we saw the mace. We saw... It appears in that footage of fighting the big enemy with the gold magic sword... Just using, the player character is just using swords. So here we have a spear, which is nice. Cast magic weapon. And then I also want to talk about this enemy here. It is speculated that this enemy is using the, it's not Elden Ring reveal. I should have had this loaded up, sorry. Basically, this enemy is this thing right here. From the reveal trailer. It's just a bunch of arms sort of all around. You got the green, but this one appears to be holding a shield, but it seems to be the same thing. So interesting that that's an enemy. I just figured it was like an NPC or really just something for the story. But not much on this. It just the player character just casts magic weapon and then moves on. The talisman is really big though, which is cool. Okay, a little poke. And then here we have the horseback mechanic or system. So we do know that Elden Ring is an open world game and you can travel on your horse. So we get to see a little bit of horse combat here now. Really cool environment, some sort of world tree right there. And then the player character's on horseback and he's going to cut a couple enemies. And you can see blood coming out of the other enemy's horse if you look close enough. 1 hit, 2 hit, there you go. And that horse seems to be going down. So there does seem to be some horseback combat, which is really cool. Again, I tried to upscale this footage sort of as clearly as I could, but it was uploaded in 360p, so I just went to 720p with it. Okay, so from the creators of Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Sekiro, this really looks like Yharnam. Obviously, it's not. I highly doubt Elden Ring takes place in any of the same worlds as the Souls games or Bloodborne. But this just looks really, really nice. Nice starry night. And this moon is important. We're going to see that again in a later clip. Okay, so that's it for clip 1. Let's go to clip 2. I'll bring the volume back, and we'll watch that. Okay, so that was it for the other clip. Let's go back and we're gonna kill the volume on this again because it appears in that clip that people are talking in the background, which we obviously don't want to deal with. Okay, so this is the start of the clip. It fades really, really quick. All right, so we got a really nice environment. This appears to be what the player character was riding away from, this sort of gold world tree looking thing. Go into some sort of castle ruins. This is a big bridge here with the aqueduct archways, and then the spire here, or I don't know, that's technically a spire, but the castle or whatever. Cool canyon, nice, forest, woods here leading into a canyon. Very nice. Okay, and then this just appears to be another view, maybe of what we were looking at. It's hard to tell with the watermark over the trailer, sort of the architectural detail also in 360p. But there seems to be a door right here, I think, with some lights on the other side and some really cool castle architecture. Oh, that's not a door. That's the play button of this video player. My bad. So that's just architecture through and through. Okay, and then next up, we have the Dragon Landing. It seems to be the same sort of area. I'm assuming, at least. It's hard to tell. But the Dragon Land's really nice. And then these things are actually what made me think these trailers were real, because this enemy design is unbelievable. I don't understand how somebody comes up with this, but it looks like they're pulling a chariot through a spike that has been driven through their chest and blown out their chest cavity, which is nuts. But you can see the chains leading into what appears to be these spikes, which is gross but cool. Yeah, they're just pulling it with their chest. Just really weird design on the face. Just totally exposed muscle and just weird bone. Yeah, really, really cool design. Almost looks like the ancient one in Demon Souls with the weird flayed head, but who knows. Okay, and then we just have a nice landscape shot with this world tree again and a big face of some sort of giant that appears to be smoldering, or maybe it's magic. Yeah, really cool scene. Player character or somebody appears to be walking away from it right here. Okay, and then this is the next clip. This one has audio again, and this appears to be like the first part of the first. Basically, if the first clip I showed you was number 2, this could be number 1 in order, but it's a little unclear. Anyway, let's play with sound now.
The sea of fog all the way to the Riftlands. Well, this is the very edge of the map.
Okay. So, actually, that was just the end of the second clip, actually. Anyway, let's Let's go ahead and kill this again. So we get some hint of player character creation here. Maybe some starting classes, nice curved blade, Middle Eastern or Eastern looking with the head wrap. It seems to be more leather than mail or plate here. And of course with the shield, sort of looks like the heater shield. Yeah, nice blade. I don't know what that sort of, maybe a show tell. It looks too big to be a show tell, but maybe it is. Okay, and then we have a female player character, I think, holding an axe, and then a wizard class with really, really sick cloth armor right here. Really nice cloth armor. Again, this is why I think this is next gen only. The cloth here just looks really, really good. And this appears to be like a staff of some kind, which really weren't used much in the Souls games. You always just had a catalyst or what do you use for miracles? Catalyst, pyromancy flame. I can't remember. A talisman is what you use for miracles. Anyway, so let's see that one more time. This one appears to have a blade at the end of it, which makes me believe maybe this has a dual purpose of a weapon. All right, casting some sort of rune. Soul mass right there. And this appears to be that same rainy environment where the backstab occurred right here. So this is really blurry. Unfortunately, we can't see much, but the skybox just looks crazy. Really, really cool blue right there. Really nice to see. All right, so the next couple clips do have audio, but it's really not much, but I'll play it anyway. So this one is really just sort of, I think that if I'm thinking this is the right one. Yeah, okay. So this is just some sort of enemy coming to life. Maybe a boss cutscene or something, but let's check it out.
Is the very edge of the map.
Okay, so that was it for that clip. Let's go back again. So the reason I say this seems to be some sort of boss arena, I actually think this is being controlled by the player. This sort of camera movement, it looks pretty gradual. Really nice light shafts, some sort of runes on the wall here maybe. And then we get an enemy or a boss or something appearing, crouching, lifting from crouch. And then what's really, really neat is this sort of stays in line with the way From Software makes games in that their cutscenes are actually like dynamic. So when you're not always just viewing a straight cutscene like a cinematic. It's actually the player model. It's actually the boss model. And so that's why you get that weird little load of the cloth physics. It's sort of like the physics for the cloth turn on. You'll notice that the red scarf sort of bounces on the ground right there. So it's sort of like the model's like loading into that shot right there. Okay, so the boss or whoever is approaching the player character here. And then really cool effect, sort of summons the moon. It's really, really cool. This person appears to be female. There's a really cool hat. And then, I don't know, maybe we're fighting her on a moonlit lake or something. But really neat, very reminiscent of Bloodborne. And this is the moon I was mentioning before. The moon seems to have some sort of purpose in this game, similar to Bloodborne. So that's it for that one. And then this is the final clip. This is just environments. So I'll play this through really quick. This is about 15, 20 seconds. Okay, so let's go back to that. And then, all right, so we're going to take this really slow. But basically, the first area seems to just be maybe like a starting area or something. Just forests, castles, a bridge, some overgrowth. Pretty basic medieval stuff, medieval fantasy. And then this appears to be either some sort of day-night cycle. Maybe this is a completely different environment or something. But I don't know. It looks really similar in some sense. Maybe it's just a good transition. But anyway, now we're sort of either in a cave. It looks like, because we do have some stalactites here. Some rock formations going up here. So maybe a sunken city or something. Okay, and then moving here, we have some sort of moonlit cave. Player character goes to this precipice here, this little cliff. Big statue, I don't know, sort of maybe looks like a statue of a god or something, a cut-off statue here. Entrance to the ruins here, flowing water down here. Again, just sort of has an underwater cave motif. Okay, coming through here, big cave. I don't really think you need the torch at this point. This needs to be more for effect than anything. Really can't tell much through here. Maybe some lava around, which is giving off the red glow. Okay, then a typical From Software door opening. Probably have invincibility during this. But I believe the next scene is the catwalks of whatever this is. Maybe a church or something. It appears to have pews here. Okay, and then yeah, I think this is the catwalks at the same place, but maybe not. So this is really interesting here. This is a jump. This doesn't look like your typical running sort of hold circle to run, press circle again to jump. This appears to be like a Sekiro sort of jump. So maybe there's a jump button, but maybe not. Okay. This does say to me that there's going to be a fair bit of exploring, very similar to how all the other games are, where you kind of want to really pay attention to your environment and walk along every sort of possible catwalk or cliff or something, maybe find some treasure. Okay. And then we have this, clock tower sort of deal. It's about to end, so I just stopped it. But this rotates a little bit. Maybe the player character is here, and they're sort of traversing this area. Again, maybe inside of a cave here. Yeah, so I guess that's it. That's really all I wanted to talk about. We can look at the file names, maybe. This one is internal trailer budget sessions. Another one says biz sessions. Yeah, Bandai Namco Entertainment Europe internal use biz sessions. And then this one just says confidential. I think this one does as well. Yeah, these are just confidential. This one seems to be much more of a trailer that was designed maybe to show at a trade show or something, or to investors or something. These really just appear to be like, I don't know, maybe something given in a meeting. Hey, I just animated this. What do you guys think of this sort of deal? This really doesn't seem like, I don't know. This one seems like a trailer because it's narrated and has music. This one is just totally silent. Maybe just because the video's on mute or something. I don't know. This seems like it could be part of a trailer, or maybe just a video developed for business development purposes or something. I don't know. But that's what we have so far. All of these were leaked through various sources. There is some of these were corroborated by Jason Schreier. And so let me see here really quick. So these got put up on Reset Era earlier today. They were leaking throughout Twitter, a bunch of different places. They happen pretty fast. Trailer clip number 6. Is there more? No, this is the same one we looked at. Let me just double check here. Number 4. No, this is the same one. Yeah, this is the same one as before. Whoops. Number 3. Okay, it's the same one. Okay, yeah, so, we'll have to see what happens. There is a rumored event that's supposed to happen later this month for Microsoft, and typically Bandai Namco does market their games with Microsoft's press conferences or press events. That is why I did not even expect to see it at the State of Play for PlayStation last week. I never expect to see this game associated with PlayStation. I'm almost positive it's cross-platform. Otherwise, I'm going out and buying an Xbox. But so if anything, we probably should see this later this month in an official capacity. If the rumors are true from Jeff Grubb and Jason Schreier sort of corroborating things, and a few different other places. But that's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Elden Ring hopefully is coming out this year. It's been 2 years since we heard anything. But yeah, we'll see. All right. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more Elden Ring info. And as always, I'll be Johnny Cage. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.